Yes, people, welcome back to the Graft podcast. We're in Moo Kent's hottest nightclub, and today we've got a nice little internal pod for you, and we're going to be speaking about the importance of having a good woman in your life. So I think first things first, does everyone want to maybe kind of go into what they think makes a good woman, or some characteristics or traits of a good woman?
I'd say traditional woman. But then we've got to go and dive into what is a traditional woman versus the modern woman.
What is a traditional woman then? What would you say is a traditional woman?
Oh, good question.
That's perspective, that is.
I don't know. It's not so much perspective. I think it's... I think my mum's a
subjective, or should I say?
It's subjective, yes, it is subjective. I'd say my mum's a bit of a traditional woman. As soon as she had me and my brother, she stayed at home and raised us both, and my dad became the breadwinner, and that was it ever since. She's just brought me and my brother up ever since, and she cooked, she cleaned, looked after the home. She made dinner for my dad when he came back from work, looked after the house, made sure everything was organised, and I think that's very traditional. I'm not saying that's the right way.
No.
I'm not saying that's the only way or the right way or what every woman should aspire to be like anymore. I'm just saying what makes a good woman. I don't know.
I honestly think that women today have kind of forgotten what a guy wants from a woman.
Yeah.
It's like a guy wants from a woman for listen, I think it's fantastic when girls turn around and say how independent they are, stand on their own 2 feet, they're motivated. Of course, that's massively attractive. You don't want to, I'm not your fucking dad. To look after you in that sense of the word. Of course, we want to look after you and protect her, but not mother it to that extent. Whereas girls seem to massively portray that, I'm independent, I don't need no man. But that's not attractive for a guy to look at. A guy wants to look at a girl and see a girl that's maternal, caring, loving, wants to look after her man in that sense. And she's other than probably your mother or your grandmother, she's really the only woman that gets to see that other side of you that maybe your close boys will know and her, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? And I think girls have massively forgotten that today, that that's actually what guys look for. And that, again, that's because that's what fucking media and that tells women to do. You don't need no man. But
I think it's so much media. I think it's like the new feminist movement.
Yeah.
The old feminist movement was perfect. They voted for rights. They wanted women to have equality and equal pay and all that. That was all good. But then because there's different, you say feminism, it's not a blanket term. There's different versions of feminism. And I would say the new version of feminism is this version where, here goes an example. All this rap music that's coming out right now, which I don't really care about too much. I'm not that invested into it, but it talks about how you don't need a man, and what about let's talk about their pussy and shit. They're like, do you know what I'm saying? There's what's the word I'm looking for? They're oh fuck, I don't know what I'm talking about. But do you know what I'm saying? When they glorify how they can use their pussy to make money.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? I forgot how. I don't know what.
Them a commodity to men, but almost.
That's it.
It's saying be free of men, but you're then a commodity to men. So it's mad. But the difference between a woman becoming successful is she has the mindset of I'm independent of a man. I'm independent of anyone else. Where when we make money, we say I can look after my family.
Yeah.
I can look after my kids, whatever, family, whatever it is. So there's a different mindset, and I think that is going back to what you're saying. It is the whole consumption of the type of media people are listening to, watching when it comes to obviously music, this, that, and the other. So feminism has completely been spun, and it's been made to hate on men when that's not what it was. Because there's not one right that anyone can say to me that a woman has that a man doesn't, or sorry, a man has that a woman doesn't.
In the West,
yeah.
It's gone too far right. Yeah, it's gone way too far right in that sense. And it's weird because guys never turn around and say, I don't need a woman.
Yeah.
Oh fuck no.
Do you know what I mean? I don't need no woman. How much do we say, again, because we live at home but by ourselves, we know a woman makes a home. I know it's missing a woman's touch inside the house and stuff. It might be, there's a massive difference in guys turning around and saying, I don't want a girlfriend at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't want a relationship, or I don't want a relationship at the minute. But girls can say the same thing. I'm just not ready for a relationship. That's cool. That's where your headspace is at. You're trying to figure yourself out still. You might want to go traveling, whatever. There's a massive difference in saying, I'm just not ready for a relationship yet, and saying, I don't need no fucking woman. I don't think I've ever heard a guy turn around and say that. And yet I've heard loads of women say, I don't need no man. But
you can look at the other perspective of this as well. In the other stance, I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for my mum. Because obviously that's another woman figure in your life, and that's probably the most, in my opinion, at this moment in my life, that is the most important woman in my life.
100%. Yeah. Always will be.
Always will be. Yeah, I believe that she's the person that brought you into the world. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fucking deal. And if I'd never ever even dream of saying I don't think that you can be a successful man unless you've got a good woman in your life, whether that's your mother or your spouse.
I agree.
I think they have a massive impact into your life, and who you choose in your life to be your partner is a very, very big deal.
I agree.
It's not that you can't. It just makes it a lot it makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
It makes it very fucking difficult because obviously some people do end up meeting the wrong people and it completely sets them back. But what you're saying, I can obviously resonate with that because it's the same thing my mum like. And I think the older you get, when you're looking for a partner, you start looking for those like type of characteristics in the person you're looking for. So our mothers are very nurturing and they like look after us. They look after their home. So it's not that you don't want your woman to work because we are more Western than our parents in a way because, we're growing up nowadays. So in this day and age, you still want your woman to work and contribute, but at the same time, you'd be happy if she wants to be at home and look after you and the kids. Like that's not a bad thing. But I think society today will just tell girls to not to do that and do the complete opposite. But I do think for women personally, like the more successful they become, the less like their options get a lot smaller because they're hitting a certain demographic of like success, and women normally want a man that is either on the same level as them when it comes to finance, to the financial side of it, or more than them. So when you're hitting a certain demographic, you're looking for a certain percentage of man. So your choices essentially get less and less. Especially add another kid into that as well. A lot of guys don't want women that has, they call it baggage. I don't want to say that because that's rude, but essentially that's how some people will look at it. Or even the other way around, women don't want men that have kids either. Of
course.
So imagine being a successful woman earning like 3-6 figures. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying having that much success and a kid, it will be a lot harder for you to find a man, I think, personally.
No, I agree. And sometimes you can attract the wrong men as well.
Yeah, 100%.
I see that a lot of that nowadays, like women attracting the wrong men. I've got a lot of girlfriends, and I always say to them, "Why are you with this donut? Like, why are you? What are you doing with him?" She goes, "Oh, do you know what they glorify it?
Show one of us."
I recognise that one.
Oh, he's just a dickhead. Look, I went, oh yeah, I know that guy. I started sweating like. No, but on a real, I go, like, why are you with this dickhead? And they go, oh, I always go for bad boys. I'm like, why?
That's a big thing, isn't it?
Fucking idiot.
He's a donut. Like, why are you going for him? Oh, I love some mate. I know some girls who say, "Oh, I love a drug dealer." I'm like,
I get that a lot. To be fair,
I'm like, what? Why? You know what? I can understand that they've grown up maybe watching these films of like rugged men in like them Essex films, what they called.
I know what you mean, the Essex Boys. And
Essex Boys and
the business.
Yeah, the business, all that. So that maybe that appeals to them, and there's like a rugged look, and they're a little bit naughty, but. It only kind of leads you one place, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got a very... You know what? Some girls do love drama.
Yeah.
Girls love drama, man.
Some of them
Not all of them, of course, but girls love drama. They do love drama. Maybe that's why they're attracted to these kind of guys, because they know that the life they're going to get is a bit of drama, and it's a bit... But what
I think women love the fantasy of things. So like when you I think it's when... It's more spontaneous. So when they don't know where you are, like when you're unreadable, I think women are more drawn to the spontaneous. Where if you put all of your cards on the table and go, I want you, I'm ready to do it. They're just like, fuck it. Like, you know what? I know exactly what it is you want and I just can't be arsed. So it's the excitement and the thrill of being with someone who's a bit of a bad boy, unpredictable. And I think...
Ain't it mad, though? Ain't that mad? The psychology behind it. You think that's mad?
This is a mystery, isn't it, almost?
But why do you want that?
Like, it'll be interesting to get some like a female on the pod to talk about this. So I can't wait to actually have this conversation with someone.
Am I right in thinking the next two guests are female?
Yeah, they are.
So then if they don't cancel on us, which we haven't had really anyone cancel on us yet, if they don't cancel, the next two guests are females, so we can dive into this properly.
Yeah, definitely.
One more than the other, I reckon. One's gonna be a bit more professional chat. We'll still get our views on certain stuff, but one we definitely can dive into. I'm looking forward to that because obviously you've got four blokes sitting here on a couch, all having a conversation about women and stuff. What are you laughing for, Brev?
Nothing, Mark just made me laughing. I don't know why.
you motherfuckers always do this on the chat. On the
he made a conscious effort to say, like, don't cut him off if he's saying a story. And what do you do? Just cut him off straight away.
I didn't even say anything. I thought Mert was about to say
I
thought Mert was about to say something. And then he just looked at him and just called him.
God, you got something to say, Mert?
No, you know what I was going to say before we change topic? I think sometimes it's almost like embedded into women because like whenever you see like a girl that sometimes Sorry, bro.
You're like literally going to give the head
You
mic.
just fully cut
Give
him
the
off,
head
bro.
mic.
Give the head mic.
Talk about cutting people off. You just cut
But I'm
them off.
watching you over there. I'm thinking, I'm like, why is it-
Right, anyway, what I was
carry on, go on.
fucking throwing me off now, bro.
Before you were rudely interrupted, mate. Go for it.
So what I was saying, when you normally see like a woman who tends to hang around with bad boys, you never see that woman really change. It's always from one bad boy to another bad boy to another bad boy to another bad boy. And sometimes I just think, is that just because like they're so used to the chaos that if they go for someone normal, by normal I just mean like just a normal guy, 9-to-5 guy, doesn't sell drugs, doesn't do fraud, is that just going to bore them? Are they going to be like, oh, I don't want to be like that?
Well, girls have these expectations in life, don't they? Like if that's what they've always been used to, and that kind of money that comes with them traits. If you're with a fraud guy, or you're with a drug dealer, what comes with that is that lifestyle, don't you? You got the designer, you got the holidays, you got the whips. Do you know what I'm saying? So then a girl becomes accustomed to that, and she probably goes, right, well, because if not every guy, but if you get with a guy that's not in that field, you'd have to find someone that's wealthy doing something else, which is a lot harder to find, I'd say. Like, finding someone that's successful within the system is a lot harder to find someone with money outside the system. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Not being like, I think that's kind of almost, I don't know, and let's just thinking about it now, like, again, that could go back to being built into women in the sense that kind of, like, way back in the day, the people that were naughty back in the day were really fucking naughty. Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously bank robbers and what have you. Like, they were serious blokes. You don't have to be that naughty to be naughty these days. You can do a bit of ducking and diving and whatnot, and even that seems like, oh, he's a bit whatever. But are women naturally drawn to that masculine type of like bad geezer that can fucking sort stuff out? He's a bloke. Like, girls love it. Again, this goes back to our being a masculine man. Like, girls love a really macho bloke, and you know, 9 times out of 10, if you're in that world, you need to be able to handle yourself. You need to be able to look after yourself and what have you. So 9 times out of 10, you know, he's going to be a bit of a geezer, isn't he? Really,
crossover, yeah.
If he's in that life. So I think, again, we'll have to ask the girls this, but are they potentially more drawn to the fact that he's more of a macho bloke, and they sort of turn a blind eye to the shit that he does, rather than, oh, he's a drug dealer sort of thing? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, is that almost genetics? And same back to men, like, and I think this is where all this controversy is coming from, in the sense that men naturally, fucking hell, I can get out of here.
So Hasbullah on your chest.
He's trying to come out at me. Are men then, like, again, like I said, this is where the massive controversy is coming from today, and why it's such a hot topic, is that men are naturally drawn to, especially when it comes to picking like their actual partner, a woman who is maternal, who wants to, you know, make that house a home, who wants to, do you know, just that person that you go and lay your head on their shoulder type of bird. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, is it down to the again? There's just so many fucking weird.
The worst part about that is, though, I think, like, when we say that we want a woman that is obviously more feminine, that will be more loving, caring, this type of like home type of woman, we get fucking demonized for that.
Yeah.
It's like we get demonized for our preferences when we say we don't. I'm going to say, like, when we want a low body count, we don't want a woman that's been around the block, this, that, and the other. We're demonized for our preferences. But when a woman wants a fucking traditional man, it's only when it suits them. So they only want a traditional man when we need to look after them when it comes to financial money. But if they want to go out, do this, do that, then they don't want a bloke.
Oh, brother,
they don't want a bloke that's going to tell them what to do. And I think you can't pick and choose where you want a traditional man, where you don't.
Yeah.
Personally, I think so anyway.
I said it when I was on that podcast with Mason. And actually, I wasn't on this one with Mason. Was I? Did you come to the second Purdy thing?
That was Hob.
That was Holby. The second Purdy things podcast I went on, I said this. But we're not allowed to have a preference. If you say, I want a bird with a low body count, and someone that hasn't been around the block, I wanted to stay at home and look after the kids and stuff, you get demonized for saying that, like you just said. But when a woman says what they want, they've got a shopping list. They say, I want him to have a good job, earn loads of money, nice house, 6 foot, good teeth,
charismatic.
Tall. Yeah, they got all these preferences. But as soon as we say, I want to go with a low body count, you're a bad person. They go,
You're insecure.
I'm like, what?
If you turn around and said, oh, I want to go with like a size 6 to 8, blah blah blah. Why can't I be fucking 10 to 8? Like, you can be whatever fucking
want.
size you want.
I just don't want you.
I just don't want you. But again, it's like, no, you can't say that. You should be body proud, body confident. Yeah, you can be. Go for it. I'm not going to sit here and fucking call you any names because of what you are. I just don't want you. You know what I mean? You're just not what I want to go for.
There's nothing positive about being obese. I don't care.
I agree. Yeah.
There's nothing. No, there's nothing. There's nothing.
isn't.
There's nothing positive about being obese. You can try and glorify it as much as you want. You can try and let her be herself, but there's nothing good about it. There's
You're lazy.
Yeah, you're lazy. Apart from those who maybe had medical issues.
Yeah, that's
but bruv, you are causing yourself untold amount of strain in your body and you're going to promote other diseases. Like I said in one of the other pods, I think it's number 1 or number 2 cause of cancer is obesity.
Yeah.
You're putting the strain on the NHS, you're putting the strain on your body, you're hurting other people around you because you're going to get ill. And it's not a good reflection of self. It means you've let yourself get into that state. So one thing I'm an advocate for is there's nothing to be proud about being obese. However, if you do get yourself to obese and you want to make a change, you are making a change, that's a different story. You've accepted your what you've done, but it's the people. There's nothing wrong with being obese unless you glorify it. If you're glorifying it, and I think that's the problem. If you've allowed yourself to get there and you've gone, right, well, now I need to sort myself out, that's a different story. But if you're going, no, there's nothing wrong with being it, mate, there is definitely something wrong. There's definitely something wrong with being it.
I think the media's pushing it, like they're changing like the rules of the game. Back like maybe 15, 20 years ago, would you ever see like a woman who was slightly overweight on
Men
like,
as well.
Men as well, yeah.
Like,
would you like
on ASOS and everything? You see extended size and all that. No, bruv. Like
you just wouldn't see it, would you?
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing that you're fucking 18 stone of not muscle. Do you know what I mean? That's not a good thing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are unhealthy. Like, if they took your bloods and never looked at your body, if I asked you to just quickly run to the fridge and grab me a drink, you're fucked by the time you get there.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? God bless my mother. Yeah, my mother, she used to be the size of a house. She had a gastric band and yada, 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 right? So she's had the lots. My mum was fat. I loved my mum fat. She was the best cuddler in the world, mate. Right? And I never give the fuck about that she was fat or anything like that. My mum was a fatty. I loved her with all my heart, right? And that is it, right? But at the same time, I could easily sit down with my mum and go, you're fucking bone idle lazy, love. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was the best mum growing up, but like, you're bone idle lazy, mum. So your diet and all this sort of
you
stuff.
understand.
The thing is, though,
you're not trying to deny it.
No, you're not trying to deny it, but yeah,
or glorify it.
Or glorify it. Do you know what I mean? I love my mum for who she was.
Yeah, of course.
That upsets you a bit as well, though, because like my mum's got some like health conditions at the moment. She's a bit overweight, and she knows that. Like, she's starting to take accountability for it. Like, there's a lot going on, as you boys know. We spoke about this, but I know like now slowly she's hopefully going to get into the mindset to change all that. But people around, like for example, we're around my mum and we see that, it upsets you as well. Like, I'm like, I don't want my mum to die in the next few years, so I'm thinking, mum, you need to change this, you need to change that. And I think when people fall into a habit, then it's hard to get out of it.
And as women get older, it's harder to
It's difficult. Like, obviously there's people out there that are probably struggling, that probably find themselves in a bit of a hole. Like, believe me, take care of your health. Like, just do little steps. Number one thing is just get up and do. Even if it's like 5 minutes around the block, then it's 10 minutes next time. Just get up and do something about it. The more you do that, it will lead to a snowballing effect, and you'll get much better in time.
And hound those people around you that don't do it and should be doing it.
Exactly.
My dad had 3 heart attacks, yeah. And then the other week when I went to see him, he won't survive another one. If my dad has another heart attack, he will die. It's as simple as that, right? God forbid, heavens above, right? He's had 3 now in the space of like 5 to 6 years, right? When I was down with him last time, we went Costa. He was like, "Do you want something to eat, son?" I was like, "I grabbed like a fucking chicken salad sandwich or something and a coffee." What did he grab? A fucking chocolate muffin, mate.
Yeah.
He said, I went, "Do you need that?" I went, "Do you really need that?" Didn't give me none of it or anything. I just ate that chocolate. I was like, "Dad, you need to sort your fucking diet out, bruv." Like,
angers you a bit, doesn't it?
"Oh, do I? Right, this is just a cheeky little thing." I'm like, "Don't fucking lie to me."
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I know what the crack is. So that probably sounded like we was going at women then, about that. But that's men and women of all fucking ages. Like, look after your fucking self. Number one, your health is number one priority in every aspect, and that then says a lot about a person as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And one thing I wanted to touch on, because obviously I'm a coach and I work with people that have eating disorders. I was not for 1 second. It was more the nitty people you talking about, skinny nitty people. Because I know I work with people, not in my coaching business. Actually, I'm not going to go into that. No, never mind. We'll change the subject because they watch this, so I'm not going to go into it. But basically, if you're nitty and you don't look after your health and you live off chicken nuggets and bread and shit. And because they're the skinny ones, they're sometimes the skinny ones. That's a different story. People with eating disorders is a completely different story because they're scared of becoming fat. They're trying to fit into these size 6 dresses because they see these people on Instagram and stuff, and they want to look like them, and they have an eating disorder, so they don't eat themselves and they make themselves sick and shit like that. That is completely different.
That's a whole different world.
That's a whole different world. So we're not covering that blanket.
It's nothing to do with us.
No, nothing to do with that. But yeah, we'll scoot back to what we was talking about in regards to.
So we roll it back into what makes a good woman. We could even go into.
Cool. We went on a tangent then, didn't we?
Yeah, we went off on a mad one. Possibly even like, say, if you're on a dating experience, what would kind of be a good dating experience, and why do you think that experience was good? What particularly happened with the woman that made it good? So what anyone got any that they'd like to share that aren't too out there?
Silence.
No, I know. Obviously, like the guy should sort of, almost plan it and say, but it's nice when the girl has influence as well, not just like sits back and doesn't say anything at all, sort of thing. She's like, have conversation around what you both like to eat, what you both like to do, give some fun ideas, because at least the guy can take some of them ideas and then say, okay, cool, I heard she mentioned that she enjoys doing that, so I can go and find something for us to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Mate, how many encounters have you had where you go on a date with someone that's absolutely amazing to look at, but then it's like the lights are on, but no one's at home? I'm like, there is nothing there.
I've been on one like that.
I'm not blowing smoke up my own ass, but I like to think on a date I'm quite like fun, I'm talkative. Like, I know I can be funny, I'm a bit of a clown. But then I've been on certain dates, and again, someone might argue with me going, well, you picked the date of that person you've gone on with, so you should know better. But sometimes you give someone the benefit of doubt, and let's be honest, we talk to people off socials, and voice noting and texting can only go a long way until you actually meet them. They don't even act like how you think they would, or they don't even fucking look like what they're meant to look like. And believe me, boys, I've been in that situation a fair few times. Bro, bad.
Yeah, same.
Bad. Like, I shouldn't even say half the things I've done.
Do you want me to tell you a catfish story?
bruv.
Reece?
Yeah, go on, let's get into some catfish stories.
Mate,
We talk about what we were talking about before
Boys,
we started recording.
Jeez.
Strap yourself in for this one, boys, yeah? So, I just went to Tulum, and
I know what you're going to talk about.
my boy Omar, who goes on most of my trips with me, not my brother Omar, my mate Omar, he's been to Mexico, Tulum area, a lot more times than I have. Anyway, so we're in a club, it's New Year's Eve, I'm with all my boys, and I'm fucked up, yeah, I'm absolutely fucked up. It's New Year's Eve, what'd you expect? And I'm like, who's that bird in the dress, man? She's hot. And he goes, oh, bro, let me, I can't say no names, but let's just say her name is Lauren, right? And remember, I'm in South America, so her name's definitely not Lauren. So I'm like, what's that bird over there? He goes, oh Lauren, I know Lauren. I went, you know that bird? I went, bruv, she's fire. He goes, he just starts smiling at me. He goes, do you want me to introduce you to her? I'm like, fuck yeah. When is she single? He went, yeah, she's single. Bearing in mind, yeah, when I say, I swear to God, every one of my mates is fucked, mate. We're all fucked up, yeah, including me. Anyway, so he goes, come on, yo. And he walks me over, goes, Lauren, this is my mate, yo. And she's like, hello, leans over, kisses me on the cheek, speaks broken English. She's from Venezuela. So I'm like, you're right. She speaks very broken English. She's talking to me, oh, you're very handsome and that. I was like, all right, sweet. I'm fucked up again, like I'm saying. Anyway, and that, so I'm like dancing and that with her, and then like she goes, oh, do you want to go into the crowd and dance and that? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's go into the crowd and dance. So she takes my hand, we go into the crowd and that, and all the boys are like, yeah, they're all dancing because it's house music. So we're all like dancing, we're on the beach and that, and they were looking at me and they were like nodding. I'm like, yeah, I'm with like one of the hottest girls in the club. You know how it is, like that. And I'm like, all right, sweet. Anyway, so the sun starts to rise, and everyone pegs it to like the front of the beach to go and watch the sunrise. Anyway, so I was like, I'll be back in a minute. I want to be with the boys. I'll bring them with us. Like, so you go with your friends, and I'll bring my friends over. So I go to the boys. Anyway, I lose her. I'm like, fuck's sake, I lost her. I was pissed off, but I was like, at least I'm enjoying this moment with my boys. I'm watching the sunrise, and there's got lovely music playing in the background. It's just turned into the new year. It's the January 1st. I'm like, all right, well, who gives a fuck? I can probably find her again. Oma said he knew her, so that's all good, right? So anyway, that was that. Never saw nothing else of it. Thought nothing else of it. So I go back to my villa, go to sleep. We'll have an after party. Go back to sleep. Whatever. I wake up next day and I'm sitting there on the sofa. The TV's playing music. I never forget. I'm on my phone. I've got my phone head down like that on texting on my phone. And this boy called Mike from Canada walks in, and we've got a big villa and all different nationalities come in. He goes, what's going on, yo? I'm like, oh yeah, Mike. What's going on, man? He goes, how'd you get on last night with Lauren? I went, bro, do you know what? I'm fuming, man. I fucking lost her at the end of the night. Like I literally went and grabbed the boys, and then she was gone.
The moment of truth.
He goes,
I know it's coming.
you know she's got a dick, right? I went, what? I went, you're taking the piss. He went, no, bro, she's got a dick. Well, she ain't got a dick no more, bro, but she had a dick. I was like, no way, bro. He goes, you didn't fuck her, did you, bro? I was like, no, I didn't kiss her, bro. He goes, you sure you didn't? Oh, bro, I swear to God. Anyway, he goes, so no one told you? I went, no one told me, but you know what? Oma kept like walking me around with her, going, look who Yost is with. He's with Lauren tonight, and everyone was like smiling and nodding. And I thought everyone was like proud and happy for me. But what it was, everyone knew. But my core boys didn't know, but all Oma's boys knew. So he was taking me out, going, oh, look, Yost with Lauren and that. And they were nodding and smiling at me like, and I was thinking, these motherfuckers are proud of me that I'm with this hot bird. And it turns out it was a fucking bloke, bro. And I went,
so funny,
I was screaming in this villa. I was going, Oma! He's like, he comes down, he's like half, like his glasses. Like, what's up, bro? I went, why the fuck did you tell me that she was a bloke, bro? He starts fucking creasing. I went, bruv, if anything would have happened, bruv, basically she got the chops. It's gone.
Yeah, Blaze, you could have chopped it.
No way, bruv.
Yeah,
No, but what pissed me off? But what pissed me off is he would have let me go through with it.
Oh.
I think I would have let you go
did.
through
What?
it as well.
No, bro, I would have thrown hands, bro. Like that's
I would have thrown hands.
that's a red. That's a like.
That should be illegal, I
You
reckon,
shouldn't be
bro.
doing that to your boys, bro. Well, you should, but you should. He was gonna let me go through with it.
That's
And do you know,
mad.
another funny part of that story is, yeah. So I'm dancing with her, and I've got my hands on
the bunda.
on his like that. I'm dancing.
Good boy.
And
Good
I leaned over to him. I went, bruv, have you seen them birds down there? Like they're all like Brazilian birds. And he went, yeah, they're hot, man. I went, oh, bruv, I might go and just like try and chirp them. And he goes, nah, stick with Lauren, bruv. She's a good bird. You fucker, Roma. Honestly, he knows, bruv. He knows. But yeah, that is that wasn't.
Don't be doing geezers like that, man.
Yeah, don't be doing your boys. It's good. It's a good story to tell. And all my before people go, oh, cap. That anyone you ask, my close friends can verify that story. And that was that wasn't a dating experience, but that was probably the worst experience I've ever had interacting with a
catfish.
Interacting with a catfish. I don't know if you boys can top that story. Have you got any stories like that?
I've got a bad one, but I don't think I should say it.
Go on.
Everyone's just going to think an absolute fucking see you next Tuesday if I said what I did.
Do it, bruv.
Oh,
Can you not PG it a little bit?
but there's no way to PG what I did.
Sure
It's
you
like, I'm
wanna
a
tell it?
horrible wanker for what I
Is
did.
it the one that you've told me?
Don't tell it. Then.
Yeah.
No, tell it. Fuck it.
No,
The
tell it.
I'll tell you
Sainsbury's
what.
thing.
I'll tell you what. I will cut this from this point now.
Yeah.
If you don't like,
I just think it's a horrible thing to do, innit? But fuck it. You know what? Long story short, bruv. I was meeting a bird. I think she's from Canterbury, so not far from here, I think. Canterbury's close here, isn't it?
Canterbury's a mish, bro, but it's reasonably close.
So long story short, this bird's coming to see me, so I'm like, cool, whatever. It's like a midweek thing, right? So she's come all the way to Ilford. She's got like an overground train. I completely forgot that she's coming. Anyway, she's like, I'm on the train. I was like, fuck, all right, can't be asked. And I've gone to fucking go get her. As soon as she sat in the car, I'm like, nah, bruv, like, you're not as pretty as your photos. Like, this was a hinge thing. I don't know what to do. We're in the car. She's come from Canterbury. And I'm thinking, she's thinking she's going to stay around. She's got a bag and everything. So I'm thinking, bruv, what the fuck do I do? I'm driving round. I'm sweating. Zero combo. I've gone to Wolford Abbey to meet one of my boys. I'm like, wait here. Gone upstairs. I'm talking to him. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck should I do? He's like, call me, pretend like I've had an accident. I was like, I can't do that. And I was like, whatever, just left. Still driving about. I thought, fuck it. I drove back to where I picked her up from, and I was like, look, let's just go to Sainsbury's. Let's get a few snacks, and then we can go back to mine and chill. She's like, all right, cool. Anyway, we're together. We walk into Sainsbury's, aisle 9 with a snack section. I'm like, oh, just give me 1 second. I've forgotten my wallet. And I've just gone back to the car. I've gone back to the car, and I've driven off, and I've left her there. Do you know what? If you're listening to this, I am so sorry. I wasn't man enough to say it. I know I left
What
you.
about a bag? You've had to get a bag
I'm
out.
so sorry.
This is the beginning of the end of this whole podcast.
Pretty much, like,
Fucking hell,
rumor
bro.
has it she's working in Sainsbury's now, but no, I don't know. To be fair, I called her to say, look, I've gone. I'm sorry. And she's like, obviously started swearing at me, going, look, why the fuck would you leave, etc. I was like, look, I just didn't know how to say it. I genuinely didn't know how to say it.
How bad was it? Like how bad?
She wasn't awful, but I just didn't want to do it. Like I just soon as she sat in the car, she wasn't ugly. She wasn't bad.
I couldn't have done that.
But like I don't know how to say it. How do I say get out of my car?
There's a method to how you ran
I would have
this.
took her back
Well,
out
at
of
least
that.
I left her by the train station.
No, you do.
Oh, how would you have got around it?
I'd have just had to be straight up, man.
No.
Can you cut this out? This is bad.
No, I think it's good.
That's
I
bad.
don't know if you should have that story on.
That's hilarious, man. Look, we've got a male audience, and the males want to hear real. These are
Yeah,
real
we got a
stories.
women audience as well.
Who gives a fuck, bro? We've not done anything wrong. It's not like he was horrible to her. He just left her in the fucking thing.
I left her in Sainsbury's and drove off. But that's a
Didn't
bad
leave her in the
thing
middle of
to
the
do.
woods, bruv.
Would
Like,
make it, and what about her bag?
Oh no, she took it with her. Luckily, bruv. Otherwise, I would have left it in the car park. No, that's horrible.
Fucking hell, bro.
I wouldn't have.
no, but I don't think that's bad.
This was a while ago, though, wasn't it? Like, it wasn't like.
Why have I just told this story, man?
It wasn't, like, recent.
No, I think it was. No, it wasn't lockdown time. I think it was.
I've never had anything like that.
2004?
I can't lie to you.
I think you were young, though, so it was like.
we have.
Oh, no, I ain't.
Yeah, you have, because I've had to call you to pretend that I broke down, and I've had to call you for other shit before.
Oh yeah, little things like that. Yeah, but that's nothing. That's That's nothing.
Do you know what? I personally wouldn't have done that, but do you know what?
I think girls have done that.
the thing
I know
is-
girls have done that. In fact, I've got girl
That's
mates
not that bad, bro.
that have texted their
That's not
mates.
that bad.
The thing is, though, like at that moment, I know we're thinking logically now, going, I wouldn't do it. But when you're in that situation, sometimes logic goes out the fucking
No, but do you know what I would
window.
have done, bro? I honestly would have done this. I would have gone to a pub that I know no one I'd bump into there.
No, I didn't want to, bro, because she came to stay. She came to. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
get her drunk and then like leave her in the pub. Like I was like, I want this girl to go home.
Oh, you didn't want to even stay?
No, because that's what she was gonna do, and I was like, I don't want to roof this girl. Like, I don't want this to happen. It's not happening. I don't want a plus
I know
one
what you mean. I know
today.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Like, I just
look at someone's being, I don't want you in my bed.
Yeah, like I was just, it's not gonna happen. And
no,
if she
fair.
was close by, I'd be like, sweet, you can go home. But Canterbury's far, bro.
Yeah, it's
So
far,
at
bro.
least I left her at a Sainsbury's that was around the corner to the train station.
Anyway,
So
Why?
let's drift back.
The importance of having a good
No,
woman.
boys, you
I don't
no.
deserve one.
Wait. You boys ain't getting away
I
with
ain't,
it.
I ain't got no story like that, bro.
You fucking must have a story.
I ain't got no, the only. I mean, I've had stories where I've had to fucking text you and be like, "Call me now and get me out of this situation." But it's not that bad. It's just that I think I just don't want to spend any more time with this person. Get me. But I've not had that since I was like what, fucking in my early 20s, bro.
I've got a funny one. Like a
28 now.
a
I've got another bad
a
one,
funny story.
Got another bad. No, go on, brother.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go on.
I don't need
I'll
to cut
take
you
some
off.
heat off you. But to be fair, I didn't do anything wrong in this one. So I was young. I was probably like 24, 23. I was going to pick up this girl from Brighton. Was chatting to her for maybe like 2-3 weeks. Seems absolutely fine, normal as anything. Like absolutely, just like nothing wrong with her. It's like sweet. All right, go to hers, pick her up. She gets in the car. She got no eyebrows. And mate.
I just never saw that coming.
It gets worse, bro. It gets worse.
Wait. What colour's her hair?
Blonde.
Right,
But
okay.
like, there's just like she just shaved them off, and I'm just like, what happened to your eyebrows? She was just like,
You asked her straight up.
yeah, I was just like, what happened there? I was like, something happened. Like in the photos, there's eyebrows there. She was just like, I just wanted to shave them off, and I was just like, you're in my car now. What do I do? Like I can't be like, get out. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, she got no eyebrows, got nice blonde hair faces. Nice, she's fit, but just shaved her eyebrows off, bro. Anyway, driving to the date, we get to the date, just having pizza and just chatting, and she just randomly starts talking about like what she does for a job, and she used to work in a care home. And I was like, all right, fair enough.
I don't know if I like the way this is going.
So, yeah, well, it actually gets worse. She was working care home, and then like she was saying she likes to have a cigarette now and then, goes out for a fag, has a fag. She was like one of the people in the care home. I think it was more for like, it wasn't old people, it was people that were a little bit unstable. Apparently one of the people asked her for a lighter, and she was just like, she didn't say yes at the first thing, and then she kept asking for a lighter, and she was like, oh, just take the lighter. And then like I was just like, right, okay, so then what happened? She was just like, well, yeah, the person took the lighter and just started setting a light to everything. And I was just like, that's awful, no? And she was just like, no, I thought it was really funny. And I was just like, what do you mean? And she was just like, just thought it was hilarious. And I was just like, well, what happened? She was like, she just like set the whole place on fire. And I was just sat there with
Get
this.
fired.
Yeah, of course, brother. I was just,
intended.
mate, I was just sat there opposite a girl with no eyebrows, thinking it's funny that she's
That's
giving.
where her eyebrows went, bro. They got fucking singed off when she lit inside line something
Her
up.
eyebrows off.
No, mate, and then she was just she found it hilarious, and I was like, "Do you not think that's bad?" She was like, "I lost my job, but I thought it was quite funny," and I was just like, "You what?
How old was she at the time?
I don't know, man.
What?
Like, it must have been like similar age as me.
Man.
I was young though, like this
Yeah.
was just
Oh,
like,
right,
but
okay,
she was
fine.
fine over text. Had eyebrows in the photo, just turned up and there's nothing there.
Eyebrows.
I think catfishing should be illegal, man.
You should get a fine for it at
It's
least.
filters though, innit? Like,
You
it's
never
just,
felt like.
it's changed
You
the
never
game,
like.
mate.
I get girls have definitely voiced that before I meet them.
voice note.
FaceTime, 100% got
FaceTime,
FaceTime.
yeah?
100%, man, 100%.
You've said this to me.
No, because I always want to make sure they don't sound like Carlo.
No, you.
Because if you're not talking to my mate,
No, you got a FaceTime on, bro. You got a FaceTime.
the surgeons nowadays, bruv. The surgeons nowadays are
doing bits.
doing mad sorcery, bruv.
You got a FaceTime.
They're doing sorcery out here. Like some of these changes are looking better than some of these birds, bruv. It's scary out there.
I know one, to be fair, that looks more of a bird than some birds that I know. It's scary, man.
Wasn't there a guy that sued his wife because apparently she got so much work done, he didn't know what she looked like before, and they had kids, and the kids were clapped, so he sued his wife for saying why my kids are so clapped, and she's like, I've had like cosmetic procedures, so he sued her and he won.
No way.
He won, yeah.
I've heard about this.
I think this was in Asia somewhere.
Yeah,
but
I've heard about this.
she was clapped before, I'll be honest. They showed her before and after, but she got sued and he won.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
because the kids were looking a bit clapped.
Because it's fraud, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Fucking fraud.
It
I
is.
think it's a little bit rude, like, because you're deceiving someone's trust. You're almost like, it's like me saying I'm 6'8" when I'm 6 foot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think like you just why lie about certain things like that? And you're lying about your image. I just think it's a bit. You're leading people down. Like I don't know. I don't really agree with that. I don't think it's right. But
Well, I think
I agree.
What were you talking about being?
catfished,
Oh right.
not like changing sex. I don't really care about that. Like what people do.
What you go on a date with?
No, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying I don't care what people want to do.
Oh
with,
right.
like,
No, yeah,
like,
neither
you
do
know what
I. I
mean?
thought you said I don't care if they've had to change.
No,
anything.
that's not a bit of me.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
I didn't know this shit inside to you. Fucking hell, bro. What about you boys?
Wait, what's the question?
Did you go with a used to be man?
No. No, I don't want a lad. Like,
No, but it's not a lad anymore, bro.
yeah, but like it's just like I just knew what you once was, and I'm sorry, but I just
people change.
Yeah, but like, well, I can change, and I don't want it.
What if you didn't know? And
I couldn't live with myself. I'm
think-
sorry, I couldn't. I couldn't live with myself, bro.
why not?
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you another story. Yeah.
No, hang on, boys, because we're drifting.
I don't care, this is a
massively.
good story.
No, we're drifting, bro, massively.
We
now.
are a little
drifting.
bit.
We're drifting way too much now. We're talking too much about this now. Way too much about this now.
Can you let me tell my story?
No, we're drifting way
The
too
people
much.
want to hear the
No,
story.
Let's sway it back, I
Let's
think.
go back. Let's go back. We've told you
So the
three
importance of a
stories
good woman in
If
your
you made
life.
it this far in the pod, write down in the bottom comments below if you wanted me to carry on that story right there. Because I reckon he just cut me off from a good story.
now.
Go on.
No. Right, so this.
Sway it back, mate.
We've
Go
got to
on,
go
mate.
back. We've got to go back. Fuck it. I would go on all night, boys, telling stories about all this sort of stuff.
I had an awful one still.
Do you know
but-
what I mean?
Oh, come on, Oz. Give us the awful story.
Nah, I can't, bro.
He's already set himself up for one.
Yeah, that's probably one of the
That
worst.
is
But
an
I've had
awful
another two
story.
solid bad ones. I'll tell you after.
You're a serial dater, bruv.
No, I used to be. I'm not anymore. I promise. Like now, like do you know when it comes to actually vetting and talking about all of this stuff, I just don't like going on dates anymore. I think I've been on one date this year, but she is a lovely person. She's a nice girl, and that's that. But apart from that, I can't think of anything worse than just taking multiple birds out anymore. Like time is fucking precious.
Yeah, it's long,
Time is precious, mate.
Why is that though? Why was it such a good date? What made her special from all the other ones that you've taken?
Well, first and foremost, it wasn't like I didn't meet her off socials. It was like an in-person encounter.
They're the best ones.
So it was very natural, very organic. And I think straight away, usually when you meet someone, you spend about like 2 minutes with them. You get their number, and then you kind of go on your way, and then you kind of just go from there. When I met this girl, I was just like, do you know what? Like, do you want to sit down? We was somewhere appropriate, and I was like, do you want to sit down and talk? Sat there for about 2 hours. Ended up meeting the mumsy, like having a conversation with her, and then on top of that, I was like, let's exchange numbers, not socials.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want your Instagram. I was like, let's just exchange numbers, and we did. And since then, it's been nice. So it's just been nice to not do it the way everyone does it now and does it off socials. And I think again, when you're meeting someone off socials, you just don't know who you're meeting. Or even if you do, I just think it completely cuts out that feeling that you get when you meet someone in person. So I just think I don't have the time for it anymore. I'm getting older. I don't want to be on multiple dates. Just serial dating, mate. Time is fucking precious.
It's true. You almost sort of like prejudge someone off social media as well because you've got all like their photos, their like highlights,
Yeah.
who they're mates with. So you're in your head, you're already like prejudging the type
You're
of
only
person
seeing
they
their
already are.
highlight reel.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
Bro,
what you're seeing.
I'll say it straight up. Like I think the way I look on socials, I look like a bit of a prick. I'm a bit of a poser. I don't really like smiling because I don't think I look good when I smile in pictures. But someone who doesn't know me that sees it is going to go, this dickhead's up himself. And I've had it. Like
Yeah,
people
100%,
have
100%.
when I've met people on socials, like girls or even guys, like, I thought you was going to
Be a
bit
prick,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah,
I've had
So
that
many
so
times.
many
all the
times.
But they're like, you're so nice. I'm
And they go,
I
and
was
you
like,
confirm that
fucking
you
know
are.
I'm nice, Brett.
I had it with fucking Emmy and Emily, if everyone knows her, and fucking thingy.
The birds from
Yeah,
Bali.
yeah, Emily and.
Do you want me to tell you a really funny story?
What's that thingy? What's name?
This
Gonna
guy.
drop
Demi.
Demi. Fuck's sake! Shout out to Emily and Demi. Love you.
We're shouting someone out in this pod, you know.
No, but if I shout out,
You
you'll mind.
done it bears, bro.
No, I think I shouted out someone before Declan.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that.
Scrap on pod.
Yeah, all right.
I do Emily and Demi. And that was all from you, this motherfucker here, from when he gave me the fucking name Graft King.
How
when
long
we
have
was
you
in
been?
Dubai.
How long is it?
Dubai.
No, it
Yes,
was before Dubai, bro.
No, it weren't, bro.
Bruv, I've got videos of us in Social Chill Bar in lockdown 2020 of me filming you chatting to birds. Then
Yeah, but you didn't.
No.
Graft King didn't start until Dubai.
I put £100 bet on it. Did
Didn't, bruv? Because that's where you got the name.
no, it didn't, bruv. Graft King's been going on since like
No,
20.
it hasn't. No, it hasn't. I put
It
a
has.
£20 bet on with you.
What's
All
the
right.
point you're trying to make still?
All right, deal, yeah.
Yeah, when I met
£20 bet, yeah.
Alright, 20
Well,
quid.
shake it,
20
yeah.
years, it's done.
£20 bet, but wait. So I never used the term Graft King and videoed you necking a bird, chatting to a bird before
No, the
Dubai.
actual name Graft King came in Dubai.
Deal. All
Because
right.
the night you made it. I remember
Got
the
it.
night you made it.
All right, I know what you're talking about. That picture, 20 quid.
yeah,
Right, Mason's just lost 20 quid, everyone. But anyway, it's fine. I just go on my archives later on
Um,
Instagram.
First time I met Emily and Demi was in Bali, and they said the same thing off of Yo's pod. It was like, mate, she thought he was going to be a prick in real life, mate.
And he is. Like, he confirmed that he is.
And it's not the case. But again, this is all just an image that people see, and only you see such tiny, minute snippets of what people get up to. You see a 10-second clip, you see a 30-second clip of someone.
Do you know what?
Like, even Yo, when he catches me or catches the boy chatting to these birds, that could have been someone walking through the crowd. Do you know what I mean? He just has, but he's caught it at the time, and it just looks completely different from that perspective, like he's chatting someone up or whatever.
Marketing king, brev.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Talking about socials, when it comes to your partner and the person that you want to so-called be with, their Instagram, do you care if it's like popping? Do you care if there's like...
it's popping, I don't.
It's popping. I'm talking about popping as in like...
I care about what they put up, yeah.
Like underwear things, like underwear photos, bunda showing.
Here's a question.
Guys,
I'll ask you a question
guys commenting underneath, like things like that. Would you like everyone to each to their own?
Yeah.
Each to their own. Some people don't mind it. Some people do. Like your preferences, like what would you kind of be okay with? What level?
If I got with her and she was doing it beforehand and she was on low body count, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because she's been doing it already previously. She's maintained her respect for herself to a degree. And it depends how graphic we're getting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If every fucking pic's in her underwear, then there's nothing to leave to the
She's
imagination.
very
You know what I'm
raunchy.
saying?
I'm just saying raunchy, like. Just,
No, I wouldn't get her.
Because there's a reason why that's being posted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get her a raunchy bird.
Same if guys kept posting photos with their tops off.
Wait, hold up a second. There's a difference between a guy. Listen, hear me out. There's a massive difference between a guy posting pictures of his top off, something that he's grinded in the gym for, sacrificed food for to try and get that physique. The women sometimes don't even go to the gym, have the deadest diet on earth, but they look good naked. They put some bra and knickers on, they look sexy, and every man wants to chop them. But that's a completely different ball game. I've worked hard for my body. These birds don't. They go to a surgeon, they get tits, they put on some underwear, they look hot, they take pictures half naked, they get a million likes. I'm in the gym fucking 5-6 days a week, sacrificing what I have to eat and shit, and not having the most enjoyable option to try and look in a certain way. So I think a bloke showing his body off on Instagram of how he's doing, of like his physique, is completely different from a woman posting up.
So you're saying it depends on the intent. So if a girl grafts and she's like doing gym posts, I'd be like,
different
story.
story.
It depends on the photo as well.
Let's be honest as well. Like a woman could be a 6 out of 10 and post like a very raunchy photo, and she's gonna get attention.
Yeah,
of course. Most guys don't get attention.
No.
So it's completely different. So like I think, like I said,
A girl doesn't even have to be a 6, mate. Put underwear on and get attention. You have a laugh in you.
Someone will go in her DM.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? A guy can be a 10 and fucking with a good body out, and he might get a couple of birds messaging him, whatever.
It'd be more blokes.
More blokes.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It would be. Yeah, you're right, it would be.
Hey, bro, what's your split? Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is the actual thing though, isn't it? Like there's a big misconception that our guys like do this and that, but a lot of guys don't get sex, you know. Like a lot of guys are actually out there starving, bruv, that don't get things. Like I don't know what the stats are, but I think
Mason knows the stats.
I think there's like 1 in 3 person that hasn't had
No,
sex
I didn't mean
in
like
a
that.
year.
Mason doesn't know the... Go on, sorry, bro. I'll cut you off then, man.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. You said not to do it to you.
Because he started laughing, Brent. I'm sorry.
I thought you were trying to
I
throw
don't
Mason
actually know
under the
the
bus.
stats.
Mason, what's the stats?
Can't throw me under the bus for that, bro. With that, you put me on the spot now. I think it's about... Oh my god!
It's 1 in 4 coppers, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was just. I think it was. I can't remember the average now, but it was a stupid statistic that I heard. Not
Like
too
most
long
men are
ago.
sexless now.
You're in a sexless society. Yeah, as a podcast I watched the other week, it's like you are in a sexless society now. Apparently, if you go up to something ridiculous like 10 in 20 or 15 in 20 men or something like that, and ask them if they've had sex in the last 6 months, the answer would be no.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think
that's crazy.
I think I know why women think that men fuck a lot. Is because they're all sleeping with the same men.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with someone
With
the
us.
other day.
No, it was with us on here with Mike.
No, but I was having it yesterday.
Oh, really?
I was having it yesterday, and I was like, the reason like women think that is because they're all going for the same bloke. So you leave one bloke, oh, he was a bit of a dickhead, and you see it like there's certain girls that will sleep with guys in a circle of mates, and then say, oh, all guys are the same. It's like, because you're all sleeping with the same blokes. You don't go for the nice guy. It's true, though. You don't go for the nice average guy that's willing to give you everything. You'll go for the dickhead. And realistically, like, that's fucking fact, personally. I think so.
No, you're
and,
yeah.
and then they'll be like, oh, yeah, one of your boys talked to me. Right, first and foremost, we agreed on your transfer. All right, it's a referral. Like, if 9 times out of 10, bruv, let's be honest, your boy knows that you're talking to one of his ex-tings. These girls think, oh, I'm just buff. Like, no, the transfer papers were signed beforehand. I'm sorry, but it's true.
It is true.
It is true, bro.
We've been there and we've done it, especially like just...
What a mad world we live in, though, isn't it?
I'm sorry, it sounds a bit mad, but that is fucking
I can tell a
true.
mad story about that.
Go on.
Go on.
That's what the internals are for.
Okay. This is again. This comes from a massive thing around like men and women at the minute. Like okay, if you want to go somewhere, right? Like I don't know about you boys, right? I'll be straight up. I've got I think I'll probably have really bad trust issues. Yeah, I don't trust people. Full stop. Yeah, I really don't trust people. Full stop.
He doesn't
yeah.
trust you two.
People do. People do. People dirty all day long, and I see the way people talk about people and then I think, oh, you talk about him like that, and then you act like that, or you talk about her like that. Or I heard she talks about him like that, and so everyone. I just don't trust people. Full stop. Yeah.
Men acting like bitches out here.
But I especially don't trust women. And if I'm being completely honest, yes, that has probably stemmed from my mother. Again, all these sorts of things come from either your dad, your mother, your brothers, your grandmothers, or whatever.
Past relationships.
I learned my morals from my grandmother. Yeah, I look at my grandmother and say, my God, I wish there were still women like you around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of the way she is, like, what she was for my granddad, what she was for my dad, the way she is for me, like, fucking, I can't iron and fucking wash my clothes. I can't. I can't do it, bro. No, I'll pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I need a woman that wants to do that. Do you know what I mean? And like, Mason, I'll do that for you, babe. Don't worry about it. Like, thank you. But, so I know I've got seriously bad trust issues. I know I've got to get over that and what have you, right? But it's things like this that then make me not trust women. And again, I've got a massive circle of friends of boys, right? And I know lots of boys. And 9 times out of 10, the stories I hear about someone getting fucked over is the girl fucking the guy over.
Yep.
I have seen some of my closest friends get absolutely fucked over by birds. Yeah, I won't say his name, but a few years back, I saw one of my mates get heartbroken, and I hate the bitch. I hate her for what she done to him, right? I absolutely hate her, but I won't go into that. And then had something again happen last year. I started dating this girl. I thought she was a bit full on. So I was like, right, I'm going to fucking call that quits. And then one of my boys rang me up, chatting away. And then he went to me, he's like, I'm going out with this bird tomorrow night.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Well, I'm going to this bird tomorrow. And I was like, all right, sweet, bro. He's telling me all about her. Didn't think to say, show me her, send me a pic or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, go back a little bit. That girl rang me that night at 2:00 in the morning, asking me to drive to her house.
But he
Right.
wasn't aware. I
wasn't aware that this was that girl.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
My
yeah,
mates
yeah.
rang me that night to chat and catch up. He's saying, Sunday, I'm going out with this bird tomorrow night, blah, blah, blah. We must talk to her on Hinge and all this. I was like, fair play, bruv. She sounds like a rocket. Go and have a great night.
Yeah.
This girl's, but that was at like 9:00 at night. 2:00 in the morning, this girl's rang me, pissed up. Excuse me. Asking me to drive to her house, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, why the fuck are you ringing me anyway? Anyway, she's like, I'm going on a date tomorrow night. Anyway, the penny just did not drop at all for me. I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I don't know how that went over my head.
How mad's that? She's calling you at 2 and telling you, I'm going on a date tomorrow. The world is fucked.
With my mate.
That's
Does she know that you two were mates?
Of course. We were
Wow.
in photos together constantly.
she knows
Of course.
it.
How the fuck do you think
But she did.
did.
She didn't clarify. She didn't make
No,
it clear.
no. She didn't.
But
Anyway.
she knew.
Yeah, she knew.
Of course she knew.
Mad.
Right? Because I hadn't spoke to her for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? So I could have gone down her house that night, slept with her, whatever, come back. Would she have gone on a date the next day? I don't know. Right? That you'll never know that now because I didn't do it.
food,
But
mate, probably.
I was just like, anyway, I was like, why the fuck are you ringing me for anyway? So then I hung the phone up. Anyway, he went out on a date, blah, 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 blah. Caught up with him, and that was he started going out of her, yada, yada, yada. And then he showed me, I was like, well, show me this bird then, man. Like, he's talking to her.
Oh, no, was it you or was it me?
No, it was me.
No, not you. Oh, I know it was your bird, but didn't I see it with him first? I mean, I was like, bruv, that's the bird Mason's been with. Didn't that happen?
Oh, yeah, you might have done. See what you mean?
Yeah, it was.
I was like, mate, what's that? Show me. You went, mate, show me that bird that you were talking about the other week.
I was like, you'll never believe. Yeah, that was it. And I went, you'll never believe it. He went, what? I went, Justin. Yeah, that was it, weren't it?
Yeah.
Weren't we watching the football? The World Cup?
And then, mate, my mates rang me, and then he then showed me. He's like, mate, is this the bird? I was like, bruv, stay fucking well clear of that. I was like,
Wow.
I've been there, done that. That's a no go, bruv. I was like, don't do it. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, get out of there now. Like, he's like, I didn't even know. She didn't say nothing. Blah blah. Anyway, then she said to him, I said to her, look, put it to her, bruv. I was like, because she's pulling the wool over your eyes. And he was like, do you know Mason? She was like, oh yeah, no, I've met him. Met him. I was like, you cheeky cow.
You chopped
Right.
it, didn't you?
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
and then
mad.
she wore. I won't go
Was
into
he-
too much detail about it, but
Oh, do it.
Was he getting serious about her or anything?
he
Was
started to like her, I
Listen to
think,
this.
right?
Don't you have to say what it was? We can say what, you know what I'm saying?
But she wore an outfit for me one night.
And
He
then
didn't say nothing. I only told a couple of the boys one night. I was like,
Yeah.
how was it, sort of thing. And then he started telling the boys, "Oh, you never guess what she turned up to my house in." Blah, blah,
Same
and then
outfit.
Some of the boys told me,
Wow.
and I was like, "That's the same outfit."
what I'm saying,
That's the
man.
same outfit. And then he brought her to the football, and I was like,
fuck.
"I weren't there that night." I'm glad I weren't there because I'd have told her to fuck off, mate. I was like, "Taking a piss, mate." And then I was like, "You haven't told him that you slept with me. You just told him that you've met me."
Yeah,
And
that's
then
a
blah
bit
blah blah.
mad.
And then, anyways, long story short, me, Yo, and a couple of the boys come here one night.
we're in that booth over there.
In that booth, a couple of younger boys are here. We went into that booth with them. Anyway, we're chatting away. Some girls walked past me. We've just sort of looked as I've walked in. I was like, I swear I recognise that girl. Look, bear in mind, she ain't from round here. She's from a long way away, right? Looked to my left, and I was like, I swear that is her, bruv. Grabbed the boys. I was like, I grabbed Joe and Giorgio, and I was like, is that thingy? It was like, fuck it. She didn't even clock us because she was so pissed. Next stand, sat next to one of my younger mates. Started snogging his face off in the
She's
thing.
necking him in the booth.
Necking
next
him in
to
the
us.
booth, bro.
She's a fuck
Like
girl, innit?
a week later, after spending copious amounts of time with one of my boys, and necking him. But it's like, anyway, so then we got a video of her, sent it to the boys.
I
Like,
Snapchatted it to the boys in the group. It was like, bruv, have you seen this? Everyone was like, no fucking way.
and I thought, you know what? Like, because the boy the boy she's he's got the biggest heart on the planet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he deserves a fucking good woman. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And for her to then go and do that to him, I was like, "You're sorry, but you're a cunt, mate,
Yeah.
for doing that sort of thing." Right? You are,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So basically, what I'm trying to get at is from the experiences I've had. Right, I'm not saying I've been a fucking angel in my life, but I've never fucked someone. Maybe in my younger days when I was 19, 20, I was a very different person when I was that age. I was with someone at that age, and I was probably a complete fucking arsehole, but I was mental when I was 19, 20, 21. I was in a bad patch of my life, mate. But I've never actually fucked someone over like that. Do you know what I mean? Or I may have not replied to someone, or not gone back to someone, or maybe just stopped texting someone, which again I get is pretty harsh. I've never actually fucked someone
Yeah,
over. Like
I don't
that.
think I've ever fucked anyone over.
But from what I've seen girls do to guys, I've actually properly seen these birds fuck birds.
I think
boys
birds
over.
are worse than blokes.
Yeah,
I'll go on record and say
my
that.
trust issues are now shot to bits, not because of what I've personally experienced, but because of what I've seen,
you've seen,
all
yeah.
around me. So my trust is so hard to get, mate. So hard to get. So I know we're on a tangent there, but I had to go into that.
Can you push your mic up and angle it more towards your face? There you go, perfect.
No, that's a good story. That's a good example of what not to be as a woman. Do you know what I mean?
God, yeah, fucking hell.
1,000%. I do honestly believe from obviously you can only say stuff based on the experiences that you've had, and I've never fucked a bird over. I can honestly say that I've actually never fucked anyone over. I don't think I can
Apart from
recall.
Sainsbury's, neither have I.
Yeah, I've never fucked, but I've done nothing even close to that. I think I've been upfront and honest with every bird I've ever interacted with. But like you said, from the big group of friendships we got, and from being out in the game, I think birds are worse than blokes. I really do.
I'd say so.
Bruv, I remember, okay, bear in mind, this is not a bad story because actually I can't tell it, don't worry. Can't, because someone should bait people up and stuff. I can't tell it.
I think.
But basically, I've been in scenarios before, where I've been back with birds in a hotel, hear me out, didn't actually do anything. It was after a rave, right? Didn't do anything with these birds, just after party back in the hotel, drinks, blah, blah, blah. Back when I used to fucking do them stupid balloons and shit like that, all just chilling like that. Her phone starts ringing. Bear in mind, I've just met these birds. I've just met these birds. Anyway, I just met these birds. And her phone starts ringing. I was like, who's that? She goes, oh, it's my fella. I was like, you got a fella?
It's a bit mad.
She goes, yeah, listen to this. Yeah, he's in prison. He's calling me from prison. I was like, fuck it, I don't need this.
Get
I was
out.
like, fuck, so I don't need it.
Bye, Felicia.
Do you know what happens? Her mate steps into this position straight away, comes out of her, whatever she's doing, bosh, pauses the music, silences everyone, tell her to my ass, blah, blah, blah. Had a story there and then
Fuck me.
straight away, brother. Like, it was like...
Calculated.
I'm panicking, blah, blah, blah.
No, her mate knew exactly what to do. Her mate muted the music, told everyone to shut up, and said, answer the phone, tell him what you're doing, tell him you're at mine, you're blah, blah, having a chilled night in with her takeaway. It was so precise that she knew exactly what to do. I was thinking... No, and
That's not their first rodeo, mate.
and as soon as she got off the phone, I went, you motherfuckers know exactly what you're doing, like that. And they just started laughing off, thinking, fuck you, conniving bitches, man. Like, that's so bad.
Do you know what it is?
This poor fella's calling his loyal bird from prison.
If you go inside, man, so in my eyes, I'm like, we're splitting up.
Yeah, you
I
got
couldn't
it, man.
be laying in that fucking 6x12 cell thinking, what is she getting
Up to,
bro?
fuck that.
Men
fuck
and
that.
women are both fucking awful at this.
Yeah.
Like, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
they are. Of course they are.
But I think the thing is, like, men, we're fucking idiots. Like, when we do shit like this, or if we have done it, I'm not saying I've cheated on anyone, but like, I've pretty much been single my whole fucking life. But from what I've seen, men are as bad as women and vice versa. But the thing is, men are idiots. We will do something and get clocked. Women are a lot cleverer than we
They're
are.
sneaky.
They'll take it to the
Very
fucking
sneaky.
grave. You won't clock it, mate. But I think there's a lot of trust issues in a lot of fucking relationships. I think you look at. I was just gonna like lead this on to bigger things like marriage. I think we spoke about this with Mike on the previous pod, but like a lot of men don't want to get married anymore because 80% of marriages are divorces. Sorry, initiated by women.
Yeah.
And they say if they're college educated, then it's 90% of women. And one of the biggest reasons for that is financial status, where a guy's not earning enough money, for example. So I just think, and I said this before, I'll say it again. Men don't want to get married anymore because the risk outweighs the benefit. There's so much to fucking lose when you do get married. So I think that's why a lot of people are just
saying that,
shying away from it, because it's, brother, you get married nowadays and you walk away, you're bound to get fucked over, especially if you've got a kid. What? Comes to alimony, what
that video you sent the other day?
They're not married.
What?
This lawyer's talking. Again, I can't recite back the exact. I can't regurgitate perfectly what he said. But basically, this woman, he's divorce lawyer, whatever they're called. I don't know, but that's basically what he does. And he has loads of women come to him all the time saying, "Look, I lived with him for 6 years,
40 years,
long periods of time in his house, but they were never married. And he's gone away, got with a younger bird. They've had kids and everything, by the way, but they're not married. And she's trying to take him. She can't do nothing.
Yeah,
can't do a fucking thing just because they're not married.
Can't
say
that
again?
So basically, imagine I've got a bird. I choose to never marry her. I have kids of this woman. I live in the house of her. Been with her like 30, 40 years. And then I decide to get bored of her one day and I go and get another bird and run off with her and leave it. The kid's grown up, left the house and everything like that. And the woman goes to the lawyers like, right, I want half the house, or I don't want to take him for this money. She can't do nothing because they're not married.
Can't do anything
Can't do because they're not married.
Nothing. So she does nothing.
It's mad.
Do you know what it is with marriage?
I think it's a shame because I want to get married.
No, do you know what?
I love the idea of it. I can't wait to have my own family. I can't.
You don't need to get married to have a family though, brother. You can do all this without marriage.
No, it's not that I want the whole fucking big ceremony. That's not what I look at and think, oh, I can't wait for that day. Of course,
I'd even do that. I'd even do that. I'd have a big party, big celebration, all friends, family.
No, my missus has to have my second name.
Change it by depot.
Well, yeah, you can do that, I suppose. Yeah.
It's like 14 quid, brother. Like,
a lot of women won't want that though.
Fuck, brother, I'll make it straight from the beginning. Or, you know what? As I mature...
Yeah, but you can change the name. But you say, look, we're still going to go and have the big fucking ceremony and all that. Like, I'm definitely not getting married in this country. That's for sure. Like,
fuck that.
We'll definitely go and have the big ceremony. We're going to have all the family and friends there. Yada, yada, yada. We're just not having the whole bullshit.
Yeah, I get
I think our names are changed. My name is your name, and the kids and whatever. We just don't need to, like you say, do that sort of thing. But I still want the big.
It's become a bit of a trend though. It's like who can have the biggest party and the biggest this and like. Some people come to your wedding, you ain't even got a fucking clue who they are. So I think for me personally, the more intimate, the better. So I'd rather have the real people that I want around me, not fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry that. I don't know, someone that my dad fucking once knew that bought him, and I'm just like, because it happened with my sister. She got married, and some people turned up. I was like, Dad, who are these people? He's like, I've been to their weddings. They're gonna put money on her, like, and all that. I'm just like, bro.
What do you mean put money on her?
Because that's what Turks do, innit? Like, they get married, like, all of this, and a holla, and then all of this, and then they fucking put money.
What do you mean?
Gold.
Money?
That's what we do, innit?
They take women to the women's dress and stuff.
So back in the day,
loads of it.
So back in the day, like when we used to get married, obviously spending money.
Usually you give an envelope with money, didn't you?
No, but
they put it on the dress.
We put it onto the dress. You give gold, you give money. But back in the day, that was to help people in their way into marriage, right? So you're right, bro.
I've run out of water, bro.
Fucking hell. Here, have some of that if you want.
Cheers, bro. Sorry, man.
But long story short, without me waffling, back in the day, for example, in my country, you would get married. They'll give money, this, that, and the other to help you on your journey into marriage. Nowadays, so weddings didn't cost fuck all. You would actually make money and walk away from it. Nowadays, you spend like 40, 50 grand on a fucking wedding. And it's like just for a trend, just for a party. And I just think it's just for the fucking pictures. I'd rather have a nice, intimate, nice banging wedding, but without all of that. But again, I agree, like going back a little bit to get married, I think personally some laws need to be changed to protect the man as much as the women. I think certain things need to be tweaked. I'm not going to say specifically what. I'm not a fucking lawyer or solicitor or whatever, but I think certain things need to be implemented where it doesn't completely fuck the guy over. And even if the woman is a housewoman, she doesn't get fucked over and left with nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there's just like a lot of laws in place that fucks over men when they're getting divorced, which is why we don't want to do it.
That's not actually anything to do with why you're getting married. Do you know what I mean? With the government, you're getting married to someone just because you want them to have your name and you've created a bond with that person. It's like, look, this is it now for the rest of our fucking lives, like through thick and thin. It's annoying that all the other bullshit.
It's all bollocks, though. It's not through thick and thin. The statistics all just go against that. So I'm saying, like, I don't know the statistics for the UK, but I know 200,000 people in America every year get married. 400,000 get divorced.
Mad.
Like it's fucking, it's
That's
mad.
wild. That's wild.
This is
I don't
what
know
I'm saying.
UK statistics, but I know because I watched a whole program on this in about America. And I was even watching it there. I was going, this isn't selling it to me. Like, why the fuck would you want to get married? Like, why do you need to go? All right, look, we've got this paper, and the government are now involved. Look, I love you. No,
It's a matter of control, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
it's a bit
yeah.
of politics, and it gets a bit deeper. I think it's been done in a way for like, again, the gov to fucking control us in certain ways. Personally, but again, I don't want to go too deep about it. But
listen, I might mature and I might meet the right woman, and she might convince me to do otherwise. But as I'm set right now, looking at logistically and logically, sorry, it makes no sense in my head. It makes no sense.
I feel like that's why men get married in the end. Though you meet someone, you finally like go, do you know what?
This one's different.
Well, yeah, that's what leads you to doing it.
I do truly believe, that, and girls, this might be really hard for you to hear, right? But women will not change a man. Yeah, no amount of women can change a man.
You don't think so?
But a man will change for one woman.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah?
I like that. I'd agree with that.
No amount of women will change a man. All the girls are like, again, that comes to the whole bad boy theory. The girl likes the idea of being in her head, I'm the one that's going to change him, right? You could try again. One of you will be eventually, but that's why they like that. They think I'm the one he's going to settle for. I'm the one he wants. I want to settle him down and calm him down, which we all want. We all want that one girl who takes us out of the fucking field and puts a level head on us and all that type of thing. But there is only one woman that a guy will change for. You don't know until you meet her, but that is just how it is. No matter who you are. Some guys it takes 3 or 4 marriages to find that person. Some guys it takes 10 relationships to find that girl. But eventually, a guy will only change for a woman. Will not change you. You will change because you want to be a good man for that
Imagine
woman.
getting married 3 or 4 times, though, bro.
Fuck that.
That'd be my worst nightmare, man.
Fuck that.
I don't even want to get divorced. Like,
No, neither would I.
hate it, mate.
Is all your parents together?
Yeah,
No,
My parents got divorced when I was quite young, but
Your parents together.
Yeah.
Mine are.
my lot had a very in the end, I mean, the marriage was fucking bad, and I won't go into it because it was a shocking childhood for me and my sister in certain ways. But we all love each other like as individuals, but as a family, it just never fucking worked. But moving away, as in like us, my dad going and doing his own thing, like they divorced very fucking like it was like a
Amicably.
mutual, I can't even say
Amicably.
exactly. And like my mum didn't try to take him to court, nothing like that. Therefore, my dad's kind of been there for her. Even after they've been divorced, so
nice.
there's not a lot. There's not a lot of men that would do that.
No.
Men would just go on their separate ways. I could say straight up, like my dad, they've divorced, but he's looked after her for fucking years, mate.
It's good, man.
So when it's done that way, then obviously you can part ways. But nowadays, if you're having a divorce, it's like, how can I fuck him? How can I fuck him over? How can I get this? How can I get that? So I just think, again, going back to it, it's the same shit. It's difficult for a man to want to hang up the gloves.
So
What's that?
my mum had an affair on my dad.
Really? That's fucked.
And again, that's after like 25, 30 years. So you just don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Thankfully, my dad met someone who's the best woman ever. Like, she's fucking amazing. I love her to bits. But that was lucky, right? But I'm same as you, mate. Once I get married once, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get divorced. I don't want to get married again. I don't want to go through all that shit. No way, man.
I think it's worse. I'm not trying to dig your mum out saying this, but I think it's worse when a woman cheats on a man than a man when he cheats on a woman.
Well, because a woman is
Emotionally invested.
a man is emotionally invested. A woman is not necessarily.
No, if a woman like,
I think it's the opposite,
No, it's the
isn't it?
opposite. Yeah, women are emotionally invested into that man. So if they don't just go.
Oh, I see what you're saying in that sense, right? Okay,
what
cool.
I'm saying?
I meant her with her partner.
Oh no,
The man
no.
is properly emotionally invested with his wife, massively, massively.
We love differently, don't we?
We do.
What's that saying? Like men love
Realistic? Is it realistically?
idealistic.
No. Men love. I think they just say men love for real and women love.
Women love
idealistically.
ideologically.
Depending on what you can provide, whether it's like security, finances, and then obviously what type of figure you can be.
But again, I don't think men and
like
women will ever understand this. That a man, I'm not saying this is absolutely not right, by the way, but I'm just putting it out there to try and explain this in the sense that a man could shag 100 women and feel fuck all about it and
Not
still
care.
love one woman and not care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I do think for a woman to sleep with a man, not all the time, absolutely not. Some girls just love sex, and that's good on you, girl. Like, fair play to you. But more time than not, a girl has to be sort of kind of emotionally invested into a guy for her to sleep with him. So men and women, I don't think will ever understand this. There's no point in having an argument or clash or trying to defend it. I think that is just the way that it is, right?
Sorry, go on, mate. Go on.
So yeah, I just think people need to understand that we are genetically wired different, and the way that we'll never understand women, they're never going to understand us in that sense. But to try and explain it in as layman terms as possible, that is it. So when a man then chooses to be with one woman, like that's why always heartbreak, when you see a proper heartbreak of a real love breakup, it fucking murders the man.
Yeah, it's
like men will
horrible.
kill themselves over women like that, stuff like that, far more than a woman will, because a woman can very, very quickly get swept off her feet again by a man who comes in and wants to buy her flowers, take her out to dinner, treat her well, take her this, buy her that, take her on holiday. A guy, for a woman to go and do that, he's just not fucking interested. He's just like, fuck you, mate. Like, unless she was an horrible bitch. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That's basically what I was saying. Like, a man can sleep with loads of women and not even feel nothing for him. But for a woman to do it, I think there's got to be some kind of emotion there for them to do that. I think like there's some like weird science behind it. I don't know. Again, don't quote me. But if a woman sleeps with a man, there's like something that's triggered in them every time they sleep with a different man. But obviously, men don't get that. We just literally just pump and dump. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's not just men. I mean, like males, as in every species of male.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to procreate. We're here to put the seed in you, have a kid, and that's it. That's what we're here for. I think women is a much more emotional thing to sex than there is to men. So I just think it's a bit different ball game. Do you know what? Someone tried calling him out when we was on that. Because people think, why is he so anti-marriage? Oh, he must have trust issues. This guy, he watches actually. I think China. He was thinking, the reason why this guy doesn't want to get married is because his parents must have got divorced and he's got trauma from it. My parents have been together for 47 years, man. And they've like had a quite good marriage and they're still together, still happy right now, right? Obviously there are ups and downs, there are arguments like every relationship does. But I've seen marriage and it still doesn't appeal to me. Like, I don't see the point. So
hang on.
That doesn't come from
you need to elaborate here, because when you say marriage, you're like, how are you encompassing that? Like, are you talking about
getting the
being with
government
someone
involved in my affairs.
Right, so what you're not talking about, though, you're not talking about actually being with a woman for the rest of your life and having a family.
I would happily be a woman for the rest of my life.
Right, okay, fine.
Like,
So you need to
signing paperwork to say that I love someone is just fucking bizarre in my head.
I agree.
It's just a divorce for me. Like, it's just like, think if you worked your whole life to say, I don't know, you built a business up and like that was just your fucking like baby and you built it and you built it and you built it, and then you got married to a girl that was sweet and then it decided it didn't work and you got a divorce and she got half of everything that you've ever built without putting anything into that.
It's fucking crazy.
That's what would break me, because I'd just be like, but like, how's that fair?
Do you know what scares me on top of what you're saying? Like, again, this is like worst case scenario now we're talking, obviously. I think on top of that, like if you have kids with this person is going to be the mother to your child.
Yeah.
Right? So if she's an awful person, your kids are going to grow up with that mentality as well. But that's going to become the new norms to them. And also, like, if a woman takes your kids, which 9 times out of 10 they probably do, it's a case of, well, who's going to be around my kids now? Because your ex-partner is going to be with someone else.
Yeah.
Who is this person? Like, you don't know if this woman is talking shit behind your back either. So the kids grow up to hating the father as well.
Yeah.
Because at a young age, like, who is the kid with? Who is the kid with? It's always with the mother, right? Up to a certain point. So I think it's so important for fathers to be in their kids' life. And I think where people are getting divorced and like having kids and women are being left with 1, 2 child, whatever, and men are actually leaving the house, I think it's so fucking bad for that child, because that's what they're growing up into, and that's going to set them up to have that mentality that this is what normal is.
Yeah.
Like, it's what you were saying before, like childhood trauma. I've got a bit of that. Like, I've grown up around like broken families. I've seen the most fuck shit growing up, whether it's from my own family or people around me, people cheating. So to some sort of respect, I'm a bit of a commitment phobe. Like, I'll meet a good girl and then I think I'm trying to self-sabotage myself because I know something's going to go wrong. I'm like, yes, this is going to fuck up. I'm looking for something to find in that to walk away from it.
I only said that to you and Gio, didn't I, the other day? I said, do you think that, having a similar conversation, just the three of us, and I was saying, boys, do you think sometimes that because we've been single most of our lives, really?
Yeah, if you think about it on the scale, yeah.
Majority, we've been
4 out of 28 years. Fuck me, I'm 28 now.
Yeah.
We're 28 now. 4 out of my 28 years have been single. Obviously, you're single. You're
in a relationship, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. What?
You've been 4 out of 28. You've been in a relationship for, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And I said to the boys, do you think sometimes that I could probably think one, maybe 2 girls. One I can definitely think of straight off the top of my head that I think, was I a bit funny about that? Was I a bit like, do you think, basically what I'm trying to say is, as guys, if you have been single a long time, or, you've enjoyed being single for whatever reason, you just like going out different birds, you can nick a bird or whatever the case may be. Do you think sometimes you potentially, like, to use the words you just said then, Oz, self-sabotage in the sense of, do you know what, I could probably see myself getting with that bird, but right now I don't want a relationship, so I need to do something to either not fuck it up, but I need to I need to find an out here. I need to find an out.
escape
So
route,
I need a way out of this scenario, so I don't let myself get too deep, because I could see myself with you. Do you know what I mean? This could go on for 6 months or a year, and then even for longer. And then I might think, oh fuck, what have I done?
Yeah.
So you find a way out, and one girl off the top of my head, I could definitely say I've probably done that with in probably the last year.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think two people in the last year probably should have just taken it more seriously. But then I think as I've matured, I can kind of look back at that and be like, right, I've learnt my lesson from that. And I think next time if I have that type of feeling for someone, I probably just won't let them go.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing, mate. But again, I think that, would you guys agree or believe in the fact that the right person, wrong time?
Possibly, yeah.
I agree with that's the thing.
I agree 100%. That's the thing.
Some sort of respect, 100%. I think it is,
because you could take that in the sense of like, not even right. You could not only necessarily have right person, wrong time. You could also have right person, wrong scenario. Like I've met girls that have had fellas that you've just had a really good conversation with.
Yeah.
You've had a really in-depth chat with.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, you've got a little bit of feeling in your stomach when you're sitting there. Like, the way she's looking at you, the way you're looking at her. You've met, like, similar how you met that girl, right? You've met her out somewhere where you shouldn't have even really bumped into her, and you've been chatting to her all night long, right? Nothing even weird and flirty. You've just had a fucking actual deep intellectual conversation with that person. And you sort of look at the end of the night, like she's got a boyfriend from the offset. That's cool, man. Like I'm just enjoying your company, and you're not talking about anything sexual, no. But you're literally just talking about. I'm as deep as the ocean, mate. I could talk to you about anything and everything. There's nothing proper.
That's nice, mate.
I could talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. Because I love hearing people's opinions about life after death or fucking space, aliens. I can talk about anything like that, right? And I've had it. And you're chatting about, you don't ask for a number, nothing like Instagram, nothing, because I've got a boyfriend. And at the end of the night, like, look, maybe in another life, sort of thing, it might have happened.
And what if it ponders on your head?
Yeah, I've walked away from that.
The what if?
But fuck me, man. Like, if only that person had been single, where could that have gone? I've enjoyed that type of conversation, interaction, far more than any sort of real, like, flirty, sexy one.
Because you know what that is, bro? Because it's easy to, like, bump into people, I think, personally. Like, people like looking after themselves nowadays in some sort of respect. It's easy to see good-looking people. But when you find someone that stimulates your mind and you have that type of conversation and you're like, fuck me, like, this is actually more than just the way you look. This is fucking nice. And that's why sometimes you'll go out, you'll have an encounter with someone and go, do you know what? You're not even my type to a T. Go on, mate. Like, you're not even my type to a T, but there's something about you. It's that conversation.
Proper, something about you.
It's that conversation you're having, and it just kind of goes off in a tangent, like you said. You have this, like, a special encounter. You're like, bro, like, yes, I've dated a lot better looking people. Maybe you have too, but this is like, you're mentally stimulating my mind, which is why you're attracted to them and you can't explain it. That's what you want to be looking for when actually looking for a partner, because yes, looks are important. You can't wank on personality to some sort of respect when you first meet someone. Fair enough.
What a great thing to say, can't wank on personality.
I'm just saying, innit? Like, fair enough. You want to be sexually attracted to someone and want to rip their clothes off, have that fucking sexual tension. Yes, but when those fucking honeymoon period is over, what you're going to be looking at, the foundations of what actually makes a relationship work.
I only said this when I went at my birthday, I went at my dad, my grandmother, and my stepmom. We sat in a restaurant for 4.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, we were sat in a restaurant for. Because again, my family, they can just talk. My grandmother, like, I see her every week. I can just sit and talk with her. She's lived a life, man. And I can just sit and talk with her for hours and hours and hours on end about life and stuff. And I said at the restaurant table, I said, I'll tell you what, right? Because if I'm going to bring someone into my life and meet my family and stuff, like maybe 3 girls have met my family. Like, if I can't sit at a dinner table like that, or a coffee table like that, like we said about a breakfast date or whatever, right? If you can't sit with someone at breakfast or coffee or dinner and just conversate for hours on end about anything, doesn't matter what you're talking about, right? For hours on end, then you're never going to last, mate.
Yeah, that's very true. You know?
Do you know what I mean? If you've got as much depth as you have about us and our boys and stuff, like our boys, not all of our boys, but a lot of our boys can, you can talk to about anything. You can have in-depth conversations about life and whatever. You need a girl to be able to do the same thing, not just have shallow. I don't give a fuck about your mates and what you've been up to. Shallow conversations, which again, unfortunately, most people are as shallow as the arse end of that bottle cap. Do you know what I mean? That's how shallow most people are.
No, it's true.
And so if you're deep like us lot, maybe again that could be a reason why. Like, and that's something that you're going to look for in someone is that how deep a conversation can you have with me? Like, could I sit on the phone for 3 hours with you just talking
Exactly
about
what I
life?
was going to say. I was like, the easiest way I can tell from that is I'll always, if I'm speaking to someone or dating someone, I'll speak to them on the phone. And if like, I'll see what the conversation goes, like how it goes. If it's like one of them conversations where it's been like 2 hours and you look at your phone and you're like, fuck me, it's been 2 hours. That's when I feel like you sort of know that they've got the right type of depth. Because you've been speaking to them for 2 hours and it feels like it's been 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
I've never had that really.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Well, my one relationship I had, but I mean dates and that, never, ever with anyone.
Really? I get that a lot, you know. I was speaking to someone last night for like 2 hours.
You've said to me, I had a good conversation. I've sat on the phone for fucking hours on end.
Maybe we got too much time. I don't know.
I ain't got hours to spend on it.
No way.
I haven't got time to spend.
Because he's editing all day, ain't got time.
That's probably why. Yeah.
No, it's not in the day though. Like just the night before I go to bed.
No,
Like,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got it
I'm
up.
editing that before I go to bed.
Yeah, I know, I
I
get
edit
it,
till I
yeah.
sleep.
Don't get it wrong, I've not had that for a fucking long time. Do you know what I mean? Don't get it wrong, I've not had that for a fucking long time. But yeah, when you do sort of, again, I've had stuff like that happen and then it still go nowhere fucking
Yeah,
3-6 months later.
yeah.
That winds me the fuck up. What a loss of investment.
Yeah, I
the
know.
ROI on that is absolutely dead. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, imagine
ROI.
that. All that time gone.
Yeah.
That's why. Do you know what? That's what I think. Do you know what? That's actually what now I think about. Speak about it out loud. That's what I think I'm scared of. Wasting my valuable time investing into some donut. Like, bro, whether you like it or not, because I feel like you put your own value in your own time, and I'm telling you now, my fucking time is very valuable. I've got a lot of shit to do. I've got a big circle of friends. I've got big projects all the time. I'm working. It's very. I've got a lot of time. I've not got a lot of spare time. That's what basically saying. I've got a lot of spare time, and if I'm gonna invest it into some bird, she's got to be fucking worth it, man.
Well, this is the thing, though, innit? Like, I completely agree with what you're saying. The thing is, obviously, what people need to be able to do is think of something. Think of a situation when they're talking to someone in a logical perspective. Because the problem is, you meet someone, and for whatever reason, you're drawn to them. Automatically, you're not thinking with this. You're thinking with your heart, or you're thinking like with your gut to some sort of respect, and that's why logic goes out the window. But they say we've got 3 hearts, right? You got your brain.
Free love. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
No,
sorry.
3 hearts. Free brain. Sorry. You've got your mind, you've got your heart, and you have your gut. So you just got to know which one to listen to in certain situations.
What about your dick?
I mean,
They ain't got no brain.
your dick is maybe we have 4. I don't fucking know, but what I'm trying to say is you just got to when you're speaking to someone, maybe you'll meet someone and go, fuck this person's amazing. Naturally, you're going to start giving more time because you're emotionally invested.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't think I'll let anyone really get close to me.
I'm like that too, bro.
Why not?
You're a busy guy at the minute.
I'm busy, bruv. I honestly, like, I don't feel like. You know what it is? I don't think it is. I don't think I could give someone that. If you're going to get someone, you need to give them your time, right? And you need to. It's not fair on that person because I won't be able to commit to them the amount of time they probably want me to invest into them. So it's not fair on their stance. It's not what I don't even like. If I'm going to get a bird, I need to. I want to give her a bit of me. I do want to give her a part of me. I do want to go out of her. I want to go and do stuff with her. And I know you go, oh, make time, but I don't really want to make time.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I don't really want to make
That's
time.
okay though.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's okay to be selfish.
I've got
bro.
so like, and then you feel, when you bring another thing into it, you start feeling guilty for not bringing this person give that person time. And now it's you've got this other emotion that you never had before you met this person. Now I feel I haven't really gave her much time recently because you're busy on your own shit. And when really the easy option is stop don't get anyone involved in your shit. Yeah.
I think as long as you're managing expectations, it's okay. Like I think some people, you'd be very surprised.
Yeah. Listen,
you'd be very surprised how fucking like
How
people
busy some
respect
people
you.
are though, and still manage it, bro.
No,
Like,
what I was going to just say, how much someone will respect you for being honest. I know, like, we've all done shitty things I have, which I fucking said on this pod, but I like to think besides that, I am a fucking very transparent person as well. Like, I'm not a fucking saint, but most of the time, like, I will fucking say it how it is in respect of, like, if I like you, I'm going to tell you. If I don't, then I won't either. But at least you fucking know. So if you are going to sleep with, then you knew it was just what it was. I didn't say I'm gonna fucking
Marry
wife
her.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna.
yeah.
I like where this is going. Like I've not done that to sleep with a bird.
Yeah, in
Like, I
sales, we always say make sure you manage expectations.
Always, yeah.
Always manage expectations. That's always something I've always done. So meet a bird, I make it very clear my intention from the beginning,
They
and
respect
then
that.
they have the option. Now the ball's in their court.
Yeah.
If you choose to interact with me after I've made my intentions clear with you, that's
on you.
That's on you, and that's how I think.
But again, that falls back to what we said earlier. That unfortunately, a lot of girls look at that as an opportunity to say, "I'll be the one you'll change for,"
and you're
It's
gonna
like,
get
what?
fucking hurt.
I'm like, it's on you,
Yeah,
innit?
happens,
That's
yeah.
on you.
Brother,
yeah, it's on you, yeah.
brother, be prepared.
Some girls know the deal, yeah. Some girls, we've all had them girls that you're on a level with each other. She gets you, you get her. You're fucking cool. You're sweet. You're even your mates as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for the most of the time, Unfortunately, yeah, they just
And they
don't
go, oh,
get it.
he led me on. No one led anyone on. Actually, you know what? To be fair, in all fairness, every girl I've ever been, I think I said this before on the pod, every girl I've ever interacted with has never accused me of leading them on or chasing down the garden, leading down the garden path, because I haven't. So you know what? You get all these boys going, oh, she's fucking belling me again. I've got this psycho bird.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never actually had a psycho bird. Like even interactions, I've never had gone, oh, this bird keeps calling me all the time, or she keeps blowing up my phone, or calling me after hours. I've never actually had that. You know why? And I think it's because I've always managed expectations.
Bro, I guarantee you, those guys that are saying that are the ones that are literally not telling you, like, it's tip of the iceberg. They're completely leading these fucking girls.
Oh yeah,
on,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
saying, oh, like, I want
I
this
love
and
you.
that. 100%.
You know what? That's weird, bro.
they're doing it because they're desperate. They're doing it to get the knickers.
Yeah, they do it.
Say the most biggest madness, and then to you be like, oh, this girl's a
I've had
psycho.
some deep chats with girls though, that like in terms of like, because I can talk about anything. Like again, I won't say that word, but this might sound really fucking thing. But I could chat to a bird about, if a girl said to me, "What do you want to name your kids?" I know what kids. I know what names I want to name my boys, my girls. Like I know that sort of shit. Like yeah, I do. I've got fucking 7 nieces and nephews. I've been around kids my whole life. Like yes, I know what I want to name my fucking kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, Fred. No.
Sebastian.
I knew, right? I do. I know what I want to call my boys, and and I know what I want to call my girls. So I can talk to a girl about stuff like that. But what I've definitely learned is having a type of conversations with girls. They feel a certain type of way about that. They're like they take that to like a deeper level. They're like, oh my god, I've spoke to him about kids and babies. Yeah, but why is that so? Like to me, that's you want to go fucking deep, love. Let's go deep. I'll reduce you to tears, mate. You want to have a fucking deep conversation with me, bro. I'm like, oh, let's go deep, but that is not deep.
Mason cries him into bed.
That's not deep, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm just honest about it. So yeah, on the whole love you bullshit and all that sort of shit.
That
like,
is weird.
I see myself with you in the future. That's weird, bro. Don't fucking say that to birds if you don't see it. That's fucking weird.
Most men are. I would honestly say most men are a little bit bitchy. Like they're bitches when they try and get women. Men will sell a woman a dream, tell them, "Oh babe, I like you. You're different from the rest. I'm not talking to any other girls," and they'll do that to get into their pants.
Yeah, no,
that is a bitch move, bro.
That's weird, bro.
That's a bitch move. It's a bitch move. If you manage expectations, tell a girl like, "This is exactly my intentions." If you're not feeling it, you're not down.
That's on them, yeah.
That's on them. That's it. That's how you should. Every exchange of information between two people should kind of happen. Be honest, be upfront, and if they say no,
leave them alone. Yeah, that's it. Then leave them alone. Go do it. And if they then come back, that's on them, sort of thing. But look, like you say that, just say, look.
They always come back.
I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm happy to just chill with someone and maybe go and do stuff and whatever and just chill. But yeah, I'm just not looking for a relationship. If they're like, yeah, all right, cool. It's what it is.
I've got a bit of a weird question. I don't know why I thought of this.
Come on.
Have any of you got sisters?
No.
I know you're only child. You don't, but we all have a mother, obviously. But what I was going to say is, if your mother or your sister, in my case, met a guy like you, would you be happy with that?
I would now.
Yeah, now.
Now.
Not last summer, no.
No.
That's soon.
Not last summer.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking of a way to see where I have to change.
Yeah.
And
Now,
I think in
yes.
certain, like exactly. So I'm just thinking that's a good way to kind of look at it. Is to like if there's anyone out there, obviously that needs to you need to take accountability.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
You're saying if your mum or your sister met me to settle down with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone like
1,000%.
you,
Yeah.
would you be okay with
Yes,
that? And
1,000%.
if the answer is no, then you know exactly where you need to work on yourself. That's a great way to find accountability.
19 to 21-year-old me, absolutely not.
Obviously
Even
not.
up till 24 for me.
Yeah,
25.
maybe push it maybe that far.
Even 6 months ago for me.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But we're all on a journey, right?
Yeah, 100%. But obviously, like, if our audience is a lot of young men, I think the one thing
But guys and girls, like, again on that,
cheers,
please
mate.
don't get roped into fucking, like, please don't think you're fucking. I mean, listen, all right, obviously there's exceptions to the rules where you meet someone really young and women for the rest of life. Yes, okay, we're not talking about that 1%. For the 99% of people out there that are in a relationship from the age of 16 to probably 26, that is not the fucking love of your life. That is not the person you're going to end up staying with for the rest of your life. That is just not the fucking case. As much as we'd like it to be,
Very
it's
rare.
not. So do not get harped down on it. And do you know what? Even if you feel as though it is, right? For seeing people that have been together 25, 30 years who they thought were the love of life and split up and they've then met the best person ever 6 months later. That's one thing I've definitely learned. I always thought that there was meant to be one person for you in life. Maybe there still is. Maybe there is still one person all us four are going to meet and turn into absolute fucking melts, right? Let's
For
see.
yourself, Brev.
Right? But don't get harped down on that at a young age thinking, oh, that's it now. If I split up with her, that's it. I'm fucked for the rest of my life. No, you ain't, bro. Like, you've only met that girl through circumstance of places that you've been previously and put yourself into. And same for girls. You've only met that guy because you bumped into him or he slid into your DMs or whatever. If that girl or guy fucks off, trust me, you will meet someone else, man.
Yeah. The numbers are in your favour, really.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, it's a numbers game, isn't it?
I think before a relationship, like people just need to be content by themselves, actually be happy. I think
100%.
a lot of people depend their happiness on their spouse or their partner or their boyfriend, girlfriends, which I think is wrong. It shouldn't be my responsibility to make you happy. I will because we care about each other. However, if you depend your happiness on me, that's not the way forward. For example, this as well, like when people have been fucked up from a relationship and then on the next relationship, they're like, well, I was hurt in the past. You should not be in a relationship. Take time out and focus on you, heal, and then move into a relationship if you find someone. But I don't think it's that person's responsibility to fix you. It's not fair for you to bring your bullshit onto that person and go, oh well, I was fucking cheated on, so I'm gonna stalk your Instagram. You can't follow and you can't go out. You can't. No, like that's not right. I know there's different levels.
Control
of
your emotions, man.
No one is perfect. I know we all have a bit of baggage and that's fine. But when you are actually broken, bro, take time, or ladies as well, take time, focus on you. Be happy by yourself, and that will naturally attract someone anyway. That's more attractive to a person than you actually being dependent on someone.
Facts.
I agree.
Boys, we're going to wrap up there. We've been, I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's an hour.
Hour and 25.
Bit of a deeper pod from us this time.
It was a bit deep. It started off a bit slow, I think, but then we got ourselves into a bit of a rhythm. We went off subject. This is exactly why, Mason, we need fucking notes, because we just go off on tangents all the time.
We have gone on to a bit of a tangent.
It is, yeah. It was going to be titled.
What was the topic?
Yeah,
The importance of a good woman. It's an internal though. That's the whole point of these internals. For us to chat a bit of shit.
we
and
knew
just,
This is
like,
real conversation.
Yeah.
Like this is no. Me and you were saying down like, fuck, we didn't get questions ready, and it's like, do you know what? A lot of comments that we've seen from people was like, we're just enjoying hearing actual guys our age in normal society have real fucking conversations about stuff that people really aren't saying.
Yeah,
talking about.
100%, bro.
I see a TikTok the other day. So it's like a Batman couldn't beat the shit out of some of the shit people come out with on TikTok. You know, like people they say, you know, it's like people tell these stories, bit like my fucking story to them. They write underneath, Batman couldn't fucking beat this story out of me.
That's hilarious.
No, it's true though, isn't it? Some people put their whole life on blast. Like, I know we've got an open podcast here, but there's loads of shit that I'll never air to
Yeah,
anyone.
of course not.
Oh, to my boys I would, but the internet,
Not for the internet,
there's
no.
stuff I tell on the internet. That Sainsbury's stories, that's
nothing.
That's
That's
safe. That's safe.
only playing. Only it's literally.
I
nothing.
do apologise to that bird, however, and I didn't mean to, or I did, but
We all make mistakes, innit?
I do apologise.
Yeah,
but
people
I'm a
change.
changed fucking man as well.
Okay, come see for round 2.
Yeah.
But listen, I think that's episode 8. We're enjoying it so far. Everything's going in the right direction. The numbers are looking good. The TikTok's going mad. Instagram's going mad. YouTube's growing nicely, hitting targets. 2 months into this, man. I can't believe
been
2
2
months,
months?
8
Eight
weeks.
pods, yeah,
8
8
weeks, 2 weeks, 2 months. Yeah, man.
We've got some exciting guests coming. I know, and do you know what's been nice as well is that I've had a lot of girl mates messaging me saying, Mace, I really didn't think I was going to like this pod.
Yeah.
But I've
yeah.
actually sat and watched it and I've loved it. Do you know, again, people are like, they're talking bullshit. If you want us to screenshot all the messages from girls and stuff, then we can do it for it and obviously cut their names out. But yeah, like this, if you've made it this far, girl, and you're a girl, like, I hope you just know this is all coming from a guy's perspective.
Yeah.
We're not saying this to offend or anything like that. Like, we're just talking about how guys see things, how guys talk. So yeah, again, we want to hear your perspective on things. And listen, 2 guests we've got coming on.
Yeah.
2 girls.
Next are 2 girls,
Which is gonna be
2
sick,
quite
yeah.
high profile girls in completely different worlds they're from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
So the women will have a voice soon on here to grill us. If that's what you guys want, it's coming. Don't
It's
worry.
coming, it's coming. But if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment below. Appreciate all the love, and we'll see you in the next.
Por favor. Cheers.
That's it.
Cheers.
Nice
Peace.
one, boys.
Peace.